All right, so let's open the meeting for the Fayston Selectboard for Tuesday, January 14th, 2025 at 6 p.m. at the Robert Vassar Town Hall. The first item on the agenda is to approve the Selectboard minutes of December 30th, 2024. Ron and I are here to do that. Mike will be joining us in a couple of minutes, so we have a motion to approve?
I make motion to approve that.
And I will second that, so we're all in favor. Next item.
Hold on, I need your signature.
Oh, sure. Don't move on too fast. I have been known to leave without signing these things, so that's probably why my reputation preceded me.
It got passed on. Uh-oh.
Oh no, she's the new radar. Okay, next one. Approve budget meeting minutes from January 6, 2025. That was our budget meeting.
So moved.
And I will second that, so we're all in favor. And I will sign that. Very good detail on that, by the way. I guess in the scheme of things, we don't have to provide that much detail, but if we ever have to go back and look at what was discussed.
Right, it's kind of nice to be able to.
Yeah, I think that's better to have the details, so thank you for that. We don't have any members of the public here, so I'm guessing no public comments, unless Maddie, you want to say anything? Welcome to the new Mad River Valley TV camera person, Maddie. This is Ron, Josh, who you'll probably see at most of the meeting, and myself and Maddie, who you've already met. Okay, let's move on to item number 5, which is...
You skipped one about additions and deletions, which we have.
Oh, additions and deletions, I'm sorry.
We have some, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we do, so thank you for catching me on that one. We want to add a few excess weight permits.
Yep.
And then also, Lisa Loomis had sent us an email about some charts that she saw at the Harwood School Board meeting that reflected Fayston getting a higher tax rate than the other valley towns. So I just wanted to, recognize the email and for us to talk about it, see what our thoughts are, and we can add that in as other business.
I brought a copy of that too.
Excellent, okay.
And then we're deleting Mad River Planning.
Deleting Mad River Valley Annual Data Report. Sam is ill again tonight, so he was not able to make it, so we'll reschedule him to come in and do the data report at some future meeting. Next is the road foreman update. Joshua, you're on.
Just been chasing snowflakes. Got little dustings to an inch pretty much every day over the last couple weeks. So every morning we're out there cleaning them up, getting the bus through, getting people up to the mountain, salting roads, sanding roads, fixing issues as they come up, whether something breaks or just needs maintenance. That's pretty much about it as far as what we've been up to.
Been coming to the office.
Been going to the office, talking to Maddie and Sarah, FEMA questions, and trying to figure all that stuff out.
Yeah.
Making sure they don't want to do site visits this time of year because you can't see anything, ditches are full of snow.
Yeah.
You might not have the time.
Well, yeah, I can't guarantee time to get away to do that, and visually it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Are we in our spare time this winter, we're going to try to come up with a schedule and a plan, right, to finish the FEMA work?
Yeah, so
And
Sarah's
whatever
kind of
other
working on
projects we have?
once we find out with submitting stuff, if for roads being 100% complete, if we're gonna get paid sooner than later kind of thing. So yes, once we kind of get a deadline of hey, we should finish this first next spring just because we'll get some money. But yeah, that's still kind of a ways out just because we're still in the process.
Do they let you plan on the amount of gravel you want, McCullough? If you told them in the spring you want to start trucking gravel, get on the list?
I don't know if I can lock in an amount with them because it's pretty much first come, first serve.
That's what we'd want to do again, is get it trucked in, right?
I'd probably haul it out of Northeast.
Yeah, or wherever.
And we do have to discussed crushing gravel in our pit for some of the secondary roads as well this year. Crush some gravel and sand, hopefully all at once, but that's
I'm just saying,
6
like,
weeks.
being prepared when we have the time to actually put the gravel down, rather than saying, oh, we're gonna do this, let's go get the gravel.
Right.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, we had trucks stockpiling at the town shed when we had it hauled here, cause having the trucks dump it on the roads
Oh,
on
didn't
site,
work.
it just,
Didn't work. Wouldn't
yeah.
work, No, that's what I'm saying, stockpiling again.
Yeah.
So we're ready to go.
yeah, I mean, that would be ideal. But there is some other things to get done as well, culverts that need to be changed.
Yeah, but we got a big ticket out there for, Dunbar Hill, that we can't get paid at all.
Well, that's a lot of ditch work, stone lining,
What, did we decide the stone lining didn't have to be done for FEMA?
it was there prior to the washout.
That one has to be.
So I thought
We
I
have
heard
to put it
something.
back.
Smith Road, because it didn't have
Right.
ditch lining before.
What one?
Smith.
Oh, Smith, okay.
But
But-
Dunbar Hill, I mean, we gotta stabilize a few banks and there's some issue trees that we can't touch and
Yeah,
stuff to go through A&R.
yeah. Because there are any trees that are showing roots, they can't just cut them down.
There might be bats in them.
Yeah, no, often honestly,
Oh, boy.
trees aren't necessarily a bad thing on a bank.
Well, when they're 3/4 exposed, the root ball,
Yeah.
they could wind up in the road.
Yeah.
See, we still got a pile at the bottom there, right?
Yeah, all the debris that was there is still there. We prioritized getting the road back before cleaning up the mess, so we still have that mess on the right hand side going up the hill that needs to be
Hey, Mike.
taken care of.
Mike?
Sorry, Mike? So will you need any more of the better quality gravel to finish off like you needed for Dunbar Hill? Do we need any more of that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there will be some there, and a few other roads as well that need to have some top coat material put on them.
yeah,
Like, we're just talking about being prepared for the spring on Dunbar Hill, so when the time comes, we can get it
FEMA done.
100%, get our FEMA money back, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I would say, in my opinion, I mean, you're our road foreman, but that's a priority, money-wise, for the town.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yeah.
cost us if we don't get it.
Yeah. So anything else? No trucks breaking down? Everything's running?
Anybody been stuck lately?
Not lately.
Oh, good.
Everything's been going pretty smooth, but we haven't really had a whole lot. I mean, we're using a lot of material, but
It's been here and there, yeah.
it's just
Consistent, yeah.
little bits of snow every night, every
Yeah.
day.
2 inches, 2
Yeah,
inches.
not even. It's like a dusting to one.
Yeah.
Well, I went up to Slide Brook this morning, I was shocked, there was like 6 inches of snow up there in Black Bear Pass.
Oh, wow.
It's usually about the same around Mike's and mine in Black Bear, but this time it was
They probably have a snow gun tip over.
yeah, I couldn't. I don't know, I was shocked, it was fluffy, but it was
Yeah, no, that was the only spot. I mean, up on number 9 over there, it was just a dusting. Once you headed up German Flats past, I mean, even up on Mount Ellen, that, once you got closer to the mountain and higher up, there was quite a bit more snow.
Yeah. They're talking more tonight, right? 48, I saw.
Yeah,
Some
that's
places.
kind of north of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Jay Peak's supposed to get a foot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see what we get.
yeah, yeah.
no. Got too much going on.
And how's Adam doing?
Great.
Yeah,
Doing really good.
Liking the job? And,
Yeah, as far as I can tell, he seems to really like it. You know, he's, learning a little bit more every day. So,
That's good.
that's good.
moving forward.
That's good.
What route is he on?
My old one, Center
Yeah,
Fayston, Randall Road.
He's slowed down since the first time through.
Yeah,
No, I can tell. I thought it was him.
Yeah. And then Stuart's last day is a week from tomorrow, right? 22nd?
Week from
22nd.
22nd.
Yeah.
Monday, right? So it's a Wednesday, yeah?
It's a Wednesday, yeah. 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 So I did talk to him today, so.
Yeah, I gave him your number. He didn't have it.
Okay, thank you for that.
Even I got your number.
So, He doesn't want anything naturally as a send-off, so, I don't know. I told him I've got treatment on Wednesday now, so I'm gonna try to stop by on Tuesday and just say goodbye. But he doesn't want anything formal done, so. So anyway, anything else you wanna report?
No,
Okay,
everything's going pretty smooth right now.
good, okay. All right, so let's move on to private road naming, E911 requirements, and this relates to the email that Jason Wilson had sent us, looking for a name for a new road. Well, actually, it's gonna come off of an existing road. But I guess it's a requirement, Matty, he was saying, right? That they have, because of the number of houses, they have a road name. So, did you all see this? Y'all get a chance to take a look at it? Does you own a copy?
I thought it was the only copy, but
Okay, so the property owners gave a list of potential names. They suggested Sugar Hollow, Catamount Way, Moose Pond Way, and Bear Hollow Road. Jason thought the first two could be difficult because they were similar to other road names in town. So it was down to Moose Ponds Way and Bear Hollow Road, and Jason thinks Bear Hollow Road has a better chance of flying. There's one other road called Black Bear Pass, but he thinks this would be unique enough to separate it from any confusion for the road crew or anything
Right.
else.
We asked Josh to chime in, he had a different twist on it.
Well, the longer the sign is, if
Yeah,
it's too long, you
exactly.
need two posts and double the hardware, and, because you still have to add PVT to that as well. You
Yeah.
can't just,
Yeah.
you can't just say road, it has to have the PVT.
Well, maybe we could call it Little Bear Hollow Road. So, I don't know if we need to officially vote on that last one, but maybe just to be safe, we could, to allow them to use Bear Hollow Road as the road name. You good with that, Josh?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Good with that.
All right, I'll make a motion that we accept that one. You have a second?
Second.
Mike seconds, all in favor? Aye, okay, so it's Bear Hollow Road.
perfect.
Sounds like a nice name.
Now they spell it there.
What?
Want to get into the details?
We have some good ones up on Black.
All right, next item. We had talked about this briefly. As a matter of fact, Maddie had come up with the idea of a town YouTube channel for meeting recordings, a single place that we could put all of our town recordings for all the boards, right?
So I mean, I guess the other boards would have to like agree to be put, or maybe you guys could tell them that they had to put them all there. I don't really know how that would work. It's more just like the Board of Abatement and stuff. During the day, we usually have those meetings, and in the past, Matt River TV hasn't been able to come to them, so
Right.
it was kind of just a way. Like I saw the school board advertises that they do Matt River TV and the YouTube channel, so you
Yeah.
can like go back and look.
Yeah.
So, just an idea. No comment. Like you can make it so that no
Like,
comments.
how does it work? Is it just stored in the cloud?
Yeah.
Is it there forever?
Yeah. So ultimately too, like if Matt River TV isn't here, we download the link and send it over to them. And like I said before, like that link expires, after, because Zoom only has so much storage.
Yeah.
And then, which we could download it to our server here, but then that's holding up a bunch of space too.
Right.
Where like YouTube kind of like takes that and is the storage.
Is that something that Metro TV could access as well too, to put on their,
Yeah.
because sometimes they take our Zoom, right?
Right.
And put it on, okay.
Yeah, so like ultimately I would still send them the Zoom probably, just because I think he might change, like I don't know their storage. I guess I could ask them, would he rather the full download so that it never went away, or the Zoom link? It's just like we can't send the full download, I think, email because it's too big.
Like,
So
is
that's
this,
why I think he does the,
is this always the Zoom link right here? Like, if I want to watch this meeting?
yes, for select board.
You just go to log into this and it's a recording.
Yes, you could go back and see, for a certain amount of time, because we don't keep them all on our Zoom forever, because we only have so much storage and everybody uses them. But that is like, so if you were at home, you could log in the meeting ID and the passcode, and we keep it the same. It'd be like after. It's not like anyone's gonna watch it like live on YouTube. It would be like the next day I would post it, and it would just make it so that they're all in one place. Because of open meeting law, we have to have the recording for 30 days after the minutes are approved, which is a little bit confusing because some meetings we don't have, like select board's fine, but some other boards don't only have one meeting a month, and so it's, you know,
Well,
so that link could be
Even us could
expired.
have 60 days because we didn't approve some of the
Yeah.
minutes until 2 meetings later or
Right.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so just like the Zoom link doesn't last as long,
yeah,
and it's just like storage that we don't have,
yeah.
I guess, so YouTube kind of takes that.
No, but with YouTube, what's their like privacy
Yeah, I mean,
aspect? Like,
we
can they just use any of those images and
yeah,
put
I
them
mean, I
into an
guess we
AI
could,
model and
right, I
that
mean,
stuff?
I don't really know all of that part. I mean, I guess it's like, it's only our channel. So I just like looked at like what the school board
Yeah.
has, you know, and so I don't,
The Harvard School Board.
Yeah.
Unified,
yeah,
And that's what they're using?
yeah. And they just, I mean, you block it so that nobody can communicate via it. So like no comments, so like, you know, people
Yeah.
aren't asking questions
Or
and no one's
saying
responding to
anything,
them or
right.
And
something.
you can't tag it or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a cost?
We already actually have it because we had to have it for like Google. So it's
Oh.
just more that nothing's uploaded on it.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
So.
I don't know, what do you think?
Seems to be an easier way to store it.
Yeah,
Seems an easy way to meet the qualifications, you know, the rules, yeah.
And then
yeah,
just like on the website, we can change, you know, update it that it will, you know, everything will still be on Matter River TV. You know, we're not taking away that at all. Just kind of another way to
Right.
cover
The archive.
our, yeah, and to archive it.
yeah. You know, to your question about the other boards, maybe we should talk about that too. I mean, my feeling would be that every board should be required to post them there.
Yeah,
And if
Yeah.
we're gonna do that, maybe we need a policy for the town that says that our,
Our
this
policies
this-
to do
this is
that.
what we're
I
gonna
think
do.
it's a good idea to have like the planning commission meetings and the DRBs and Metaver TV can't make it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
important. I'm interested in watching those,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
right?
Right, so it just would be like a one-stop shop, so,
Yeah.
you know, everything would be there.
Yeah.
Could you then put a policy
Yeah.
statement together that we could sign at our next meeting that essentially says this is the way that we're gonna store our meeting videos, and the policy will be that all boards in the town will do that.
Everyone
Makes
that
sense.
requires the recording, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Perfect.
So even the Conservation Commission, right? When they
I
have a
would
meeting?
think, yeah, all boards.
I have to look to see what, like if they have a rule, they might not have like a recording rule, but I mean, I don't see why not. Because not every board is required to record,
But I think I would like to, you know, as a select board member,
be able to see
if I
it.
couldn't attend, you know, I mean, there's so many meetings, I mean, let's face it, you could
Yeah.
attend one twice a week if you wanted.
I mean, they're doing Zoom, so we'd
Right.
Have it
If
already.
It should be just a straight, and all the boards should have the same.
Right,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you, at end of a year or whatever, get rid of the year before or whatever.
yeah, well, we shouldn't have to with the YouTube, like
That's great.
it'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
so yeah, all boards, we're gonna say, anybody that's,
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you think,
I
right?
think
So
so.
the planning commission,
I mean, why would you
DRB,
make different
Yeah.
rules for different
Facebook,
boards?
right, they're all boards that are making decisions.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
all right,
I like it,
makes
Perfect.
sense, sound good.
great.
And Josh, I meant to say, you're welcome to stay, but you don't have to, I mean,
I'm waiting to hear the sheriff's department.
oh,
the 500.
all right. So any more discussion on the YouTube channel for the town? Okay, let's move on then to discussion on the Washington County Sheriff Department request.
So that's the email that we all got.
Okay, and then for the people watching, we received the request from the town of Warren, if we want, essentially, I won't read the entire email, but essentially if we wanted to participate with them and the other valley towns in using some of a sheriff's time and share it with them so that we have uniformity throughout the valley. And so that's why we put it on the agenda to
Can I just
discuss.
see that? I didn't realize I asked that question. I thought they
Yeah.
wanted 20 minutes of our time to talk about it. Did
Yeah,
actually
they
ask?
wanted to have a meeting about it.
Which, right, assuming the meeting's about that,
Yeah,
I think, right?
yeah, I think bottom line is
They would like time to
yeah.
discuss, because I'm sure the Washington County would like.
I'm sure the biggest factor is Sherman Flats Road.
But I don't know, honestly.
I think they were just saying that like they pull people over and a lot of times it ends up in
See
Fayston.
it. I don't,
It's called an
Right,
yeah.
overflow.
Yeah,
But they're not supposed to do that.
right.
do
We
what?
don't have it, we don't have a contract with them. They
No.
can't pull over people in Fayston.
So I
Well,
think that's,
Washington County sheriffs can, right? They patrol the whole county. I think probably what it comes down to is if they make a traffic stop in Fayston and they start in Warren, Warren doesn't get the money because it's not a big place in Warren. I'd have to ask them, but I think Washington County sheriffs can patrol anywhere, right?
I don't
I
think,
don't think so.
They just have to get paid by these other towns to patrol more hours.
I think state police can pull over
Yeah,
anywhere.
I think that's correct. I'm not sure that's true.
I'm not sure about the sheriff's department.
I don't think it would, change the way I'm thinking,
Yeah.
but,
You mean, we should look into that. But, yeah. Yeah, we don't have, the town has voted not to have coverage by the
Well,
Washington Sheriff's
and
Department.
it was a big effort.
Yeah.
It was passed at town meeting by, sounds like a good idea, and then it was like,
Yeah.
by
No.
hundreds of people, it was no.
And I think that precedent is, like, until we have something that, usurps that.
And quite frankly, we don't have a village, where it's dangerous pedestrians. We have bikers like everybody else and people walking the road, but we don't have people crossing the streets and on the sidewalks and,
Yeah, I mean, the speeding issue on Route 17 is about the only thing we've dealt with recently, right? With regard to law enforcement, potential,
Yeah, that and German Flats.
and German Flats, yeah. So you're right, though, the other request was, that do we want to participate?
and I think
in a
if
meeting
they
with
ask,
them.
then we owe them a conversation,
Sure,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
Sure.
that's would be fair,
yeah.
Chuck.
So,
they don't give any options of when they can
no,
meet
when
either.
it went to,
no, so could you check with
Yeah.
them and maybe just email us to let us know what
Yeah.
their options are for meeting times and see if one of us is available or
Mhm.
more than one if possible. And they do mention, we're to the end of the budget thing, so if we just did decide to participate, I don't know if we'd be in time to budget it.
well,
For this
we're
year, you
passing
know.
it the next,
The town
it's a
law.
stroke for
Yeah,
Pete.
yeah. Okay, so we'll say yes to participation in a meeting.
Yes.
We're still not sure about the town's feeling or position on having a sheriff, but we'll see. Okay. Sign the certificate of highway mileage, which is an annual thing that, thank you, Josh.
No problem, have a good night.
See
Bye,
ya.
Josh.
Okay, you too. Which is something that we do have to sign annually, that certifies the mileage in town of 0 Class 1 roads, 6.18 miles of Class 2, 28.24 miles of Class 3, 5.824 miles of state highway, for a total of 40.244 miles.
What's the state highway? Is it German?
17.
We don't maintain any of that, right?
No, it's a state highway. These are the roads.
Oh, these just roads in Fayston?
Just
the
roads in
state,
Fayston, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's, I think, what we've had.
Yep, it says
every year, so it just requires one signature.
I think
building
that all have
roads?
to sign
I'll select,
One that's funny about.
Yep.
if you ever
Last
see
year, everyone signed it, so.
okay,
So-
And then I signed it.
so we will
Big Basin Road,
continue the tradition.
it goes down to the cement bridge.
Yeah, there was a big question on that. It doesn't go to the tournament, but that's a class 4 for
No,
me.
no, it goes past the parking lot,
Yeah, I
and
know.
all the way down.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Because the Big Basin people, it's a big discussion.
Okay, with that done, we'll move on to approval of catering and liquor licenses, which I think we have.
One,
So
yes.
we just need to give you permission to sign
Correct.
this one, right? Which is for Mad River Glen Ski Vermont Tasting. And that is, date of the event is February 14th at 11. And end time is February 14th at 1500 or 3 o'clock.
Valentine's Day.
And that's the only one?
That's the only one.
Okay. So we give Maddie permission to
Sure.
sign that? All right, gets us to other business. So the first item we're adding is excess weight permits for
With two of them.
2 of them, Heinsberg Sand and Gravel, Inc. And I'm just gonna sign these here. Oh, yeah,
January.
114. I'm moving us into February already. And the second one is for Spafford and Sons. And I'll sign that one as well.
It must be on your honor. Permits, right? You'd never know if a logger were...
Sorry.
Okay, so those sign. The other item under other business was to discuss Lisa Loomis's email that she sent us, I think, on Friday. And she had been, I don't know if she attended the Harwood school board meeting or saw it online, but anyway, she had noticed on one of the charts that they had put out that there was it looked like an error or concern for the town of Fayston, whereas everybody else was looking for a decrease in their school contribution, and ours went up. And so Lisa's question was, why did that happen? So I guess she tried to contact some people on the school board and hadn't heard back from them yet. She contacted Doug, and Doug essentially said, the CLA, he doesn't have any control over, but it is what it is. So he wasn't really sure how the numbers that they showed at the Harwood meeting were impacted, what were the numbers behind the numbers? And I guess, to me, that's still the question. It looks like the CLA, so I had some further correspondence from Doug this afternoon. The CLA is what it is, and Doug said it looks like it's, accurate. We knew that we were way off based on the value of the sales compared to what the assessed values of the properties were. So he says there's something in that mix of numbers that Harwood uses that should explain where they came up with the number, but we don't know that.
Didn't I see another email where there were 2 people that were going to try to get back to us from the Harwood? Was it the business manager and the superintendent?
It was at least the business manager, I'm not sure.
The doctor, whatever guys, is
Yeah.
the superintendent,
Yeah.
right? So I think we needed,
Yeah.
we need an answer or an
Clarification.
explanation, because it goes from, if you look at it, we were right around 30%, right? CLA, we're 71% of the,
Yeah.
and then over here, they're basing on 54.79.
And that number
That
seems,
seems way out
that
of
number
whack.
seems wrong. I've never heard us have the CLA that low.
Yeah.
Right.
And did Doug go back and look at those? Because we have the letters from,
Well, I think it's actually falls in his department
Yeah.
to
yeah.
explain to us, to find out the answer.
Which yeah.
So he says, based upon, well, I should read the whole thing, so I can certainly explain how the CLA is calculated. In essence, it's the ratio of sales price to assessed value for properties that is sold over the last 3 years. So the further above the assessed value of a property sells for, the lower our CLA goes.
Right.
In other words, the CLA is 54%. It reflects that on average, properties in the 3 years prior to 2024 sold for 46% above their assessed value, or 54% of fair market value. If you refer to last year's town report, I referenced the 9% drop in CLA from 80 to 71% based on 34 sales in 2023 that averaged 52% above the assessed value. Based on the drop this year from 71 to 54, I think it's safe to say that we'll see the sales this year that are quite a bit higher, and the report I've attached will show just that if you look at the sales from 4/1/23 to 3/31/24. So he doesn't seem to think that that's out of whack.
But think about it, it's a 3-year average. So to take a 3-year average and go from 71 to 54 is a big number.
Yeah.
Do you, right? I
This
mean,
is
a 3 year, you're dropping off 1 year and you're putting on another, but it's still a 3-year
that's
average.
a year.
Yeah, so the list that he sent me, I'm passing around here, and unfortunately, we didn't have time to make copies, because I just got it before I left.
Can you email that when you get a chance?
Yeah, I think you guys are actually all on the email. You got this from Doug too.
Okay, so,
It just was late.
Maybe I didn't see it after.
Yeah, it was just,
yeah, it was so late in the afternoon.
Okay.
it's at 5
But,
o'clock.
but
so.
that lists the properties, what they were assessed at, what they sold for, and if you look at some of the ratios there, they're way out of whack. But the bottom line still is that the CLA, and Doug does seem to feel comfortable with it, is from the state, but something is mingled in there with the school board to come up with the numbers they came up with, and that's nothing we have control over. You know, so if Lisa's chasing down the people in Harwood,
Well, that's the way the school board sees it, but it's the state that's really gonna tell us what our,
You're gonna open this mail up and it's gonna tell you what the state says. Because I already opened the one that says town clerk.
oh, is
so
that right?
That's the,
Yeah, so I don't know what happens to that number when Harwood decides it. You know, they take the CLA and something else to come up with the number they came up with, to say you're gonna get assessed this amount. But nobody really knows what that other number is that they apply the CLA against. Maybe it's like Carnac magnificence.
so that number doesn't come from the state?
the CLA.
CLA? So is that where the school board got it from? They just went to the state and got that number?
I'm sure, yeah.
So in fact, this is what this is,
It's from the state,
from the
giving
state
us our CLA.
Department of Taxes.
It seems like the FY '25 CLA number is wrong. You know, if you look at these, right, so even at, if this is 24 sales, which is interesting that they're being listed under 26.
Right.
We're at 54.79, right? But Waitsville's at 57, Warren's at 52,
Yeah,
Waterbury's at 56. So we're all very similar.
yeah.
The interesting one is this number here is 71 compared to 66, 61, 66. And maybe that's the number that's wrong, because then your difference between the two is what's going to.
This is the same number here, 54.79.
But I don't think it's the 54.79. It's the FY '25 CLA number. It'd be interesting to see what that is.
Yeah, and why Howard uses that.
So, we really just need to get support back up for those numbers and where they came
From
from. You know,
Harvard.
they should be from this.
yeah, yeah. So Lisa's already chasing that down. I don't know if we want to have, like, Maddie call to see if she can get some information from them as to the formula they use.
We're probably gonna have to answer that question.
Yeah, we need to find the information behind it.
Yeah. The frightening thing is, I don't remember ever hearing from them in any other year, sharing this kind of information with us. And if Lisa hadn't picked up on this, would we even be having this discussion now?
Well, when they set the tax rate and it was 10% higher than everybody else's, I think we would.
Probably would
Red
have
light
jumped in.
went off.
And you would think, they have open public meetings and anybody can get on and do this. So, I think it's part of anything. The information's there, you just gotta go get it.
Yeah. But in that case, like you're saying, like, we wouldn't hear about it until we get the bill. Essentially, it's like, here's your tax rate, just like getting the bill. So we're finding out a little bit earlier now, which is good, but, in a normal year.
Unless the Fayston school board members would come and say something about it.
Well, that's the other
Probably
thing.
not gonna, happen.
Yeah. I don't know. So Maddie, we can have you,
Yeah, we'll reach.
and if maybe you could coordinate with Lisa just to see who she's talked to already and who would be the best person to contact there.
Just make sure that I'm on
Yeah.
her emails when she gets them back, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And maybe, include our reps, our current reps.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
because, they should be warning this stuff to us also,
Right,
not just Lisa.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it should have come from them. Okay.
And there's no real connection between that board and select board. There's no requirement or no reporting because they're elected officials.
Who's that now?
In the school board,
Yeah.
the Fayston school board members, because they're part of a unified district.
Yeah. And I know Danielle is recruiting for a new member now, right? So
She's done, she's gonna be done.
I'm guessing, I haven't talked to her, but
And
Yeah, no,
this-
that's why.
Yeah.
But she's not running.
trying to get a replacement.
And I remember the gentleman who got elected last year,
Mike Bishop.
what,
Yeah.
Pete? Yeah.
Bishop.
Oh, Bishop, or, he wasn't going to.
Right, he was reluctant.
He wasn't, right, but he just did because,
No one else did.
yeah.
Okay, so that'll be our next step, and
Right.
I'm sure there'll be some emails going back and forth on this thing over the next couple of weeks, but I don't think there'll be a need to put it on our next agenda unless something happens or doesn't happen in the course of the next week or so.
Right.
Right.
And then if we feel we need to discuss it, we can add it to the agenda. Okay, that sounds good. Any other business? I think we're good to go, so we read the mail and sign the warrant. Uh-oh.
No shuffling the cards.
Watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. Okay, so you get that one right.
Yeah.
Hey, Dar?
I knew.
I bet you the CLA was right in that envelope.
If you open that envelope,
Okay.
I got the same letter, that's all.
Oh, you did?
Did you?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Would that go to
Oh, you
church?
should have never told
Yeah,
us that.
It was,
Select board?
select board, and then
Chair,
town clerk.
select board chair, I
yeah,
think
and
was,
then
yeah,
Town
and
clerk.
town clerk.
Yep.
Shouldn't have told us that, though. We would have thought you were really psychic. Is it our next meeting that the FCC's coming in? Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll probably just see if Sam can come in like the first one in February, just because that last one's already gonna,
Hey,
we have to
who's,
approve the budget and
Who
stuff.
is?
I'll see if
Sides
Sam
Oh.
Viking sides.
can come back.
Viking
Okay.
sides.
I'll see
Yeah.
if he can come to the
They're,
first one in February,
Yeah.
just because the
Plot bodies.
other one will already
Sure.
be kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, try to spread it out a little bit.
Mhm.
And Sarah said the final budget, or at least the up-to-date budget numbers for now, so she changes.
That's this here?
Oh, yeah, yeah, that came this afternoon, too.
Can I ask a silly question that someone might know? Say a house is listed for 500,000 and it sells for $1 million. Is it adjusted or does it stay at 500,000?
Stays at 500,000, right? Yeah.
It's adjusted?
No, it's not.
Stays at 500,000?
Yeah, until there's a-
Everybody else's taxes get adjusted, values,
Right?
based on,
What's that? I mean,
say a house
You
is
know,
listed for 500,000.
Sides Corporation?
And it sells for $1
They
million.
just said that, but I don't know.
Are their
Mike
taxes
just said
adjusted?
it.
Okay.
yeah, because when it sells, they reassess it.
Do you know who they
Right,
are?
it's the same, like
I
in
mean,
shape.
I would think so, but I'm just curious
Yeah.
because I,
No, so if, you know, if they sell it or do a large remodel, the listers have to go.
but a remodel, not really. You don't get in your house, you don't, unless you get a permit.
A large remodel, so if you have a permit.
Like, yeah, which would only be an addition.
Right,
And they can only adjust your addition.
right, just the additional square
Right.
footage.
Yeah. Not if you've done upgrades in your house over
Correct.
the last 25
Correct.
years.
We talked about Sides Corporation?
That's Viking Sives.
Oh,
They do the plow bodies and all the
Okay.
hydraulics and.
okay. All right. So, I guess we're all through. We have a motion to adjourn.
I'd second that motion.
All right, oh, I guess I made it.
Chuck, you made the motion.
You make the motion?
Yes, I'll make the motion.
All right, Mike will second. Aye, we're all in favor.
We're in favor.
Thank you, Eve.